Good morning, good evening, and good day, and Merry Christmas! My name is Kaya, my name is Chloe, and who's on camera with us is Matthew the Matt. Welcome to our private virtual safari on the Christmas day. So I'm rocking my luckiest shirt, and I'm rocking my happy socks, definitely. So I'm out and about. So, as you know, we're coming from the Greater Kruger National Park in the southern part of Baluli Nature Reserve in this beautiful area of land called private Pridelands Conservancy. And so I am beginning my drive heading to the hyena den, making sure that I scratch around that area and get to see who's who and what are they doing. So let me see who's with me this morning. Let me see who's with me this morning. It was such a beautiful cloudy morning. I don't think we will be lucky with the sun rise today because of the clouds. The eastern part is covered in clouds. So who's with us this morning is Brandy, and we have Paul, we have Chef Lady, Jason, Debbie Dawn, First School of Life, Anna, Pisses Bobby, Katrina, Suji. Oh, your mom is here, it's live, Matty. Hello, Matthew, the Matt's mom. We have Judith, Jason, Black Widow Spider, Patricia, Velma, Butterfly, Wendy, Liz, Debbie, Kathy. The list goes on and on and on. Definitely say hi to you as the drive commences. So I'll be heading to the slightly on the western part of the reserve. We find all these beautiful coming to you live. There's a lot of things about in summer. I will be driving it faster. So I'll be driving a little bit faster. Lost me now, PM. Yes, beautiful. We are in the part. VM, we're not live right yet. Whoa, we're live. Welcome back. So I didn't get VM there, but yeah, I'm still driving here, and thank you for your patience. Our gremlins are always our friend, you know, during some days and all these thickets and all these dips. We get to lose signal a bit, but we are back. And I'm not alone this morning. I'm with Brandy the Brand, so he will be scratching around the eastern part, slowly cruising to the southern part of the reserve. I'll be scratching around the western part and get to see what's happening. Hopefully I'll be getting all these beautiful sightings this morning from elephants, creepy crawlies, leopards, wild dogs. I'd love to see wild dogs this Christmas, and buffaloes and every sort of beautiful things around here, birds. And while I'm talking about birds, actually I will switch my vehicle off just from here. There's a nice open patch before I hit to the hyena den, and then we get to listen to the sounds of the wild. Oh, breaking up again. Beautiful. Rutherford clan, definitely the gremlins are making our lives difficult. Just wanna stay here a bit and get to listen to the sounds of the wild. Switch off my lights and get to enjoy the beautiful sighting of the trees, the grasses, and the calls coming from our beautiful feathery friends. Oh, there's a leopard, there's a leopard, there's a leopard, there's a leopard. Oh, it's a hyena. I thought it's a leopard. Whew, I thought it was a leopard. It's a hyena. Thank you, leopard lover. Yeah, I thought those spots were from a leopard. So we have listened to that. There's some greeting going on here. Merry Christmas, hyenas. Wow. So I want to try and identify. Look at that. Oh, it's coming straight at me now. Beautiful, beautiful hyenas. So there was some greeting going on right here. And you could hear, they were like saying, At first I thought maybe they were growling. And I thought maybe it was a leopard. So that's why I was so happy. But definitely I'm also happy seeing these beautiful, beautiful hyenas right here. So they're up and about, hoping to find a snack this morning. Thank you, Leopard Lover, for a super chat. Thank you so much. Yes, this is Kelly. Definitely, it's my first time seeing Kelly, but I can see his spot pattern on the left-hand side. Wheeler, this is Kelly. You can see there's a K shape of this hyena. You can see this hyena is definitely coming right straight at me. Hello, Kelly. He's going to drink some water. Look at that. Wow, look at this. It's my first time seeing this particular hyena, so there's lots and lots of individuals here in this clan. So this is Bright Land's clan of hyenas. So these are part of the clan. These are just beautiful, beautiful hyenas over here. Okay, while we're trying to keep up with these hyenas, let's go to Burundi.
Merry, Merry Christmas. And look at that, we are being approached by a big elephant bull. Hi, big man. We're actually on our way down south to look for the lions. Oh, hello. He looks like he's in a festive mood. Don't get cheeky with me today, my friend. Yeah, I thought so. Hi, big boy. Oh, beautiful, Ellie. On a mission. He's on a mission. I think he's actually heading down towards HQ. There we go. And he's on a mission. He's going to keep moving. So are we. As I said, obviously, those of you who joined us last night, we had the lions and they killed an impala, and we're trying to go right down to the south of Pridelands to see if we can find them again. When we left the male lion munching on the remnants of that impala, and the rest of the pride headed west. So we're going to come in probably about 2 k's from where we last saw them, see if we find any tracks. If we don't have any tracks, then we'll head further to the east to see if they're around there. Oh, thank you, Judith. But what's the time now? It's about 5 o'clock. Normally we would just be seeing the sun popping up on the horizon, but with the cloud cover this morning, we're not seeing that. And well, hopefully we can go find some Christmas lions. I know hyenas already. Guys already have Christmas hyenas. What time did we have to wake up to get ready this morning? What time did you wake up, Brian?
At about 3 or so.
Did you get up at 3?
Yeah.
I got up at 4.
I did get up at 3, and then I had a little snooze again.
At 3 at snooze. Yeah. And obviously, because it's Christmas, it's the Killer Bees! Back together.
Merry Christmas, everybody!
Our pleasure, Velma. Oh, an elephant has pushed a tree down on the road here, and then we can sneak past. Sneaky sneak. Duck the head. So this is actually the road we were following the lions on during the afternoon. They were moving down here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the Christmas wishes, and lots of Merry Christmases to you, Brian.
Oh, wonderful.
And it is really wonderful to be able to share the African bush on Christmas Day with you. While we continue our search for the Ngati pride, let's send you back to Kaya and Matt and the Christmas hyenas.
Welcome back. I strongly believe that Renti enjoying yourself there while you're trying to chase and following up on the lions from yesterday. But we're still with this beautiful hyena here, the one who's Kelly by name. It left. It moved down south. So this one just decided to stick around here and get to relax in this open area before heading to wherever it wants to go. Thank you, Mary for Wild, for super chat there. And so hyenas, what happens is they utilize vast territories, and especially here in the Lowveld, because there's lots and lots of food around here, so their territories are much smaller compared to the ones in the Kalahari, because here the territories they're up to 150 square kilometers, and then when you go to the Kalahari, you'll find that their territory are about 1,800 square kilometers, because the food is not as abundant as the Lowveld. So the territories tend to be a little bit and more bigger compared to ones in the Lowveld. So definitely sometimes the hyenas might be following up on a leopard. They do show us leopards sometimes, because what they do is they know that if a leopard kills something, they might go and grab that particular carcass and try to steal it, because you know, one hyena can try to take something from a leopard, but leopard, it's not letting that happening so easy. And 2 hyenas, obviously, they will definitely push a leopard away from a carcass, because sometimes they can weigh more than a male leopard, these female hyenas. And obviously the female leopard, they way lesser compared to the male and female hyenas. Beautiful. Yes, Rutherford lover, beautiful flowers indeed. Beautiful spot over here. This place looks different in winter season. It's very brown and looks very dead, but now everything is covered with this green vegetation. Suji, I think the guys have eaten, but not as much, because hyenas definitely, they try to snack or to feed on whatever comes. In terms of carcasses, they try to devour lots and lots of meat. You will see their tummy nearly on the ground when moving, when they are super very full. But now, because their tummy are not that full, so it simply means maybe they had a little bit of a bone here and there, and they had a little bit of meat, but they haven't eaten that much yet. So that's why these males, they tend to be on their own, or these less dominant hyenas, they hunt on their own, because they know that if they are spotted or they hunt in a pack where there's dominant females, or females ranking very higher than them, they'll definitely have good chances of feeding more compared to these ones who are low ranking. Thank you, butterfly. Beautiful. Mary LBB. And you can see this hyenas trying by all means to stay calm and chilled, and trying to be camouflaging around here. And you can see from a distance, you won't really see this hyena because it's blending in with this two-track here, and also the vegetation gives it a nice hiding spot here. Janet Long, most definitely we do practice Boxing Day. That's tomorrow, right? So we do different things in different areas. So some people, they braai, or you can call it barbecue, and some people, they slaughter goats, they slaughter sheep. It depends on where you are in South Africa. Wendy, thank you so much. Super chat, really appreciate it. And you can see this one, it looks like it will be dosing off. So because hyenas, they are mostly active at night, but you will see them during the day walking about. But what they do during the day when it's very hot, they will go and sit in just the pool. And then they'll keep calm, making sure that they're staying away from heat. Oh! Liz, thank you so much for reminding me that. Let me keep quiet a little bit, and so that I can identify these birds from their calls. While I'm still trying to identify these calls from these beautiful feathery friends, let's go to Burundi on the eastern part.
Welcome back. We are just checking tracks still. And there are wild dog tracks here. See there, Brian? Maybe we'll get some puppies, some Christmas puppies. Let me just change the settings so it doesn't flash for you. Is that better? It's still flashing. So that's the LED light. Sorry, guys. There's a dog track. Okay, let's put it doesn't look too fresh. So we last saw the lines about 1.5 kilometers to the east of us, yeah. So head down there. See if we can find them again, or at least find tracks of them so we can see where to start looking. And obviously the wild dog tracks are also heading into this general area. Let's hope we don't have a Christmas wild dog lion interaction. And it is a very, very pleasant temperature this morning. Not too hot, not too cold. However, we are hoping for it to get very hot today. Now, some of you have heard, as I said, we got struck by lightning 2 days ago. Our electricity line got struck by lightning. And what that meant is we're on 3-phase power, and only 2 of the phases come back. And our water pumps, our borehole pumps, work on 3-phase power. VM says we only got 1 phase left now. We've lost a phase overnight. Oh dear. So our water pumps work on 3 phases, which means we can't shower. So we wanted to get really hot so we could use the swimming pool. And then the other thing, which is going to be, well, my big Christmas challenge, is that without all 3 phases, we have no oven. So I'm going to have to do full roasts on the fire today. So it's going to be fun. I think I can do it. So the thing about doing roasts on a fire is trying to keep the heat constant and even. Where there's an oven, obviously it's nice and constant and even, but on a fire it's going to be a challenge. So as soon as we finish drive this morning, we're going to be collecting piles and piles and piles of firewood. Thank you so much, Wildcats. Leopard lover, not based on statistics. How many wild dogs do we think there are in South Africa? Well, leopard lover, we actually have a very good idea. There's between 500 and 600 wild dogs currently left in South Africa. A lot of these populations are highly monitored by the EWT, so we do actually have a very good idea exactly how many wild dogs. Out of that, about 350 to 400 of those wild dogs are in Greater Kruger, where we are now. They are by far the most important breeding, free-roaming population of wild dogs in the country. So the lions could be anywhere around here. We're not seeing any tracks yet. Why are you up in the tree, guinea fowl, and being so upset with life? We had the lions, or the cubs at least. Oh, thank you, Kinky Chops. Chasing guinea fowls last night. Nah, they're just waking up, I think. Always good to stop and listen, though. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the Christmas challenge. Cooking over the fire. Should be fun. Of course, our Southern Hemisphere, and particularly low-file Christmases, are quite different to Northern Hemisphere Christmases. Our Christmases are normally spent in the pool, around a fire. It is generally one of the hotter times of the year. So outside, swimming costumes on, shirts off. That's how we normally do Christmas down here in Africa. Now, where are our Ryons hiding? I think this cloud will burn off as the sun gets a bit higher. Lauren, maybe just refresh your browser. Thanks, Mary. I must say, I do love being out in the morning. It is my favorite time to be on drive. I mean, the afternoons are beautiful and the sunsets are great, but for me, there's something about the morning. It's all fresh and clean and filled with possibility. Now, we're still always on the lookout for extra baubles to add to our Christmas tree from the bush. We'll put some photos up today of, we've got some marula decorations. Kaya made, I suppose, a sort of Christmas wreath out of riccissus, out of a bushman's grape, a creeper. There's a buffalo track, a single buffalo track, but no lion tracks. I think what we're going to do is we're going to shoot right to the spot where we left that male chomping on the impala. He might have been lazy and decided not to follow the rest of the pride. So while we keep scanning the ground and scanning the bushes for the Ngati pride, let's go back to see what Kaya and Matt are up to.
Yes, welcome back. Oh, definitely. A second we went live, it lifted its head. So I was trying to identify this little beautiful hyena here, because I have looked at the features of this hyena. You can see it has a notch on its right ear. So that simply means to me it had a complete tail. So I think this one will be Melomom. So looking at that ear notch, and because also half tail has an ear notch, but this one is slightly smaller compared to half tails in terms of size. Beautiful. So what I'll be doing, I'll be moving away from this dosing hyena and try to see what's happening at the hyena den. And the birds I've identified from their calls. There was a Cape turtle dove, work hard, and I can hear a sparrow, a grey-headed sparrow, and I can hear a Betchel's cuckoo from a distance. Listen to it, a rain bird. So if you hear that bird, it's believed to rain at that particular day. And some crickets in the background. Stitch Cats, Merry Christmas to you. And good morning also. So Matty, let's try to go to the other side of this open area here, because the hyena den is just up ahead, and then we'll be definitely going to check on what is happening around the den site, and then we get to show that to you. Make sure that. Thank you, Liz, super chat. Really appreciate that. So I'll slowly cruise to the hyena den area and get to see whether I'll be lucky with that. Yes, very forward, definitely. There's about 150 of you, and social distance is kept at all times. Beautiful, didn't think of that. Thank you, Julie. Thank you so much, Julie. Beautiful, beautiful thickets on the right hand side there. So hoping to see some beautiful animals. And before we went to Brent, someone has asked what white flowers are this. So these white flowers are some sort of cat's whiskers. So this is also part of, let me just switch this off because the hyena is at the great distance here. It doesn't see me because it's dozing off. So I can see this plant actually. So this cat's whiskers. You can see all these parts around here that they make this plant to be easy identified. And then you can take these. Actually, in my hometown, we eat this particular plant. It's like spinach. So what happens is you take this, you harvest, just not the whole plant, but just take off these big leaves like these ones, not the other one, this one. You can see you harvest these and then you take off this part, you rinse that, and then you cook it, boiling them, then you add some onion, you add all your additives that you like to add so that you can give it a different, unique, tasty taste, and then you eat it. But you know, Kaya is always want to try and snack on something. Definitely. I'm making sure that there's no any anal paste from a hyena here. Like a snack. It tastes like green leaf. Yeah, it doesn't taste so bad because we eat this. Beautiful. Matty. Thank you, Kathy for a super chat. And Kinky Chops, thank you so much. And Mary and Velda Cats, thank you so much for a super chat. Definitely really appreciate that. So, number one Christmas present was a hyena and hyenas. And we're going to the hyena den. Maybe we'll be seeing all these little ones, the cubbies, around there. And I just want to see what's happening around there. Maybe we might be lucky seeing all the mothers of the calves that are in the den. Yes, Liz, it tastes very green. Just like a... when you eat a piece of grass, you know, when you eat like a piece of grass, just normal grass, it tastes like that. But definitely tastes very much nicer when you've boiled and cooked it. And definitely you eat that with pap. Pap is like mealie meal or maize meal. Love it in South Africa. Welcome, Josh. Making sure I'm not stepping on these elephant droppings. Let's see who's here. Doesn't look... Oh! I thought there was no one in the den. I think I saw some kitty face sticking out from the den entrance. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. So cute. So, while I'm trying to settle out here just right next to our favorite hyena den, let's go to Burundi.
Well, we're at the scene of the crime, so to speak, from last night. The impala herd that was being chased by lions is back out into this little open area. So just to explain what happened, so the lions came in from behind us. 2 lionesses went down there where there's a little drainage line, and they moved through... Oh, I hear alarm calls. Well, hyena calling in the distance. So what happened is 2 lionesses went through here. All these impala were in this open area in front of me, and then the rest of the lionesses were hiding in these thickets to the left. Now, we'll go show you what, well, a pride of lions, and more particular, one male lion, will leave behind of an adult female impala carcass. As I said last night, he's probably going to be able to eat all the bones and whatnot from that impala. I mean, this is it. There's a bit of blood. This is where he pulled the stomach out. The stomach's even been pushed around. There we go. As I said, there's some little pieces of the skull. There's a piece of the skull there. And he's even managed to lick all the meat off the skull. Tiny little bit of meat left. Wasteful lion. So this is where he ate it. This is where the pride killed it before he came in and stole it. And I mean, here we've just got a tiny bit of blood. Not even a bone scrap left. Blood and some impala fur. Absolutely incredible. So I was hoping the male might just be sitting here somewhere, but he hasn't. So the pride moved off in a westerly direction. So we haven't found any tracks of them going north, which means they're still down here in the south somewhere. So we're going to carry on looking by heading west from here towards Ndlovu Dam. Absolutely. Oh, there we go. He moved a little bit. He did leave. See, he was a bit wasteful. He left a little bit more. Feet, there's a hip bone, piece of the jaw. I'm sure the hyenas will find this during the day. Even the vultures might even spot something like this. I keep looking up just to make sure that he is not just flat sleeping somewhere close by. Let's have a look. Bye, Cookie. Okay. So that is all that is left. It looks like he slept here for a while. Then maybe he heard the girls make another kill. So now we're on a... There we go, here's that butterfly indeed left some presents for the hyenas. And that hyena was calling not too far away. Definitely one of my favorite parts of Pridelands down south here in Buffalo Delta. I obviously call Buffalo Delta because the big herds of buffalo do come through here quite often. And that's exactly what the pride of that needs. I mean, there's 17 lines there. But I've got to go through where we might get a bit of signal breakup. So let's go back.
Yes, welcome back. And gremlins all the time we have gremlins. Thank you, Brenti. And we are still with this one little beautiful, pretty hyena on Christmas Day. So we're trying to see what's happening around here, because most of the time we see all these cubs outside, or sometimes 5, 6 or 7 or 8 at times, and you can see the other ones on top. But this morning I think everyone, or most of them, are just still inside there. I just don't want to come out. And then we'll just be staying here for quite some time and then get to see what's happening around the den side, because things might happen. The mothers might come this side and you might hear the hyenas whooping, or maybe a hyena bringing a carcass to the den site. But for now, it's still chilled. Oh, Kurt, you're asking that do I have any traditional food that my family makes this time of the year? So we don't really do traditional food on Christmas Day or Christmas holidays. We mostly do that when it's Heritage Day, that's September. And during this day, actually today, most people, they slaughter goats or cows or sheep. So that's happening mostly on Christmas Day. So, but we do add a little bit of spinach here and there, and some traditional dishes here and there, but we don't stay strictly traditional on Christmas Day. Black widow spider, definitely too cute. Beautiful. Look at that. Actually, it's trying to make sure that it moves around this area so that it knows who was here earlier on, because you can see those two hyenas we saw earlier on, definitely I strongly believe that they were here, while these ones, they were still inside. Okay, while this young fella is still investigating here, let's see what Brent he has on the side.
Look at this, guys. Obviously, it's not always about the big hairies and scaries. And summer, we have some incredible creatures out. And Brian's getting us a nice, beautiful, low-angle shot of a giant land snail. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely stunning? Now, a lot of the snail species obviously eat leaves and plants. Giant land snails are actually carnivorous. They eat other snails as well. Imagine filming a snail hunt, Brian. It'll be the fastest hunt you've ever filmed. Most exhilarating hunt you've ever seen. Yes, and as VM says, now imagine we put that on the big camera in slow motion at 120 frames a second. I think we could make a snail hunt last 4 hours in slow-mo. Also just taking the chance to sit and listen, see if we can hear any alarm calls. Isn't that? It's really nice to be able to get this low angle as well. So it gives us a lovely, lovely different perspective. Jason, he will never outgrow his shell. They are actually sort of, well, they're attached into their shell. Their shell is part of them. So they don't outgrow their shells. They will be in their shell for life. So awesome. You can see those two little whiskers in the front there, and those are sensory organs. So they're actually collecting data as he's going. He might be tracking another snail. Who knows? While he's moving. Oh, do we hear an impala snort? Just listening for a second. Doesn't sound like serious So every now and then a single snort. So I saw a question. Cat Mom, indeed, snails' sexual organs are on their head. So if we have a look at those bottom tentacles, the sensory organs, they're just behind those. Bob, how big is the snail? Well, the best way to show you that would be to put my hand next to it. I don't want to give him a fright because he'll go back into his shell. I've got quite big hands as well. Jason, that is action I won't be taking. I'm pretty sure you can outrun the snail. No, they don't have any venom. Their protection is their shell. So if there's a predator around, they will jump inside their shell as a protection. Listen, lions, these snails eat other snails, as well as detritus, decomposing matter. Butterfly, how old is the snail? I don't know, but it's an adult. I can't remember how long giant land snails live for.
How do you age them?
And how do you age them? I suppose you'd age them by their shell. Okay, there we go. I went to check on my notes. They live to up to 10 years old. And I don't know if everyone knows this, but snails are hermaphrodites. So they have both male and female sexual organs, but they do need a partner to be able to cross-fertilize. Oh, someone gave them a fright, and that wasn't us. Those might have picked up a scent or a pheromone or something that decided to make him go inside. Sue, they do not have teeth. No, they'll literally just sort of absorb their prey. Now, what they will also do, see, is just tentatively putting those sensory organs out to make sure it's all safe. Now, something that a lot of people don't know about these snails is small pieces of bone and cartilage. If they find it, they will absorb it. Obviously, having a source of calcium is very important to maintaining a nice, strong, hard shell. Looks like a fresh booger coming out. Isn't that absolutely awesome? Lovely camera work, Brian. Well, while he's sort of reclining, we're going to go keep tracking the lions and send you back to Kaya to see what him and Matt are up to.
What a beautiful sighting there, Brenty, the giant land snail. Beautiful. But we're still with the hyena, and there was a question earlier on about infanticide. So what happened is something happened here this particular day in particular clan. We saw a low-ranking female gang up with another low-ranking female, trying to take down the high-ranking female, and the cubbies were involved, and a few cubs were killed. And that's what happens. Actually, they do that just to maintain their social standing. So it tells the dominant female that we mean business, we want to take over. But if the dominant female is weaker, definitely she will lose that battle. So because also these hyenas, they have this craving for calf's blood, even if it's in their natal clan. So it really does happen. And when it happens, it's not so easy to witness that. So this cubby is looking at us straight and trying to tell us that I won't be moving in about an hour, 2 or 3. I'll just sit here and relax. So what are we going to do now, myself and Matty? We'll try to bumble around the area and get to see what the bush has for us. And if we get a chance, we'll definitely come back here and get to see what is happening. But if something happens, definitely VM will be letting us know on what's happening around the den site, because there's a special camera here that is live 24/7, 24 hours, 7 days a week, making sure that they get all the action happening at the den. So Betty, let's get to... Oh yes, let's show the camera. Beautiful. So the camera is just right there and making sure that it's looking everything happening around here. Beautiful, Matty. Thank you so much, brother. Hey, Kavi. We'll definitely come back and see you. Hopefully your mom comes back. Monkeys. Emma. Beautiful. So, I'm going to make my way on to the northern part of the reef. I'm on the western part now. I'll slowly cruise to the north and get to see what's happening there, because there's also a water hole on top, which you call it Leopard Dam. And that's where I saw the beautiful activity of the wild dogs. Hopefully it will be bringing us some more action this morning. So making sure we don't lose any tracks, we don't lose any signs of the bush and of these animals. Definitely, Jason, we really thank everyone who donated for these cameras, and we thank Via mostly for installing them, and the whole team putting a hand on helping to install these cameras. The bush is nice and quiet this morning. Yes, I love. I'm Toli, but I used to use that name before Painteddog. So, and then I joined Painteddog. I used Kaya because most people, they didn't pronounce my name easy, because I'm sure that if it won't be possible for you to say Olito 5 times quickly. Olito, 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 Olito. So I changed to Kaya, and Oli's name was not given by my family. I was given by Home Affairs. So that's why I didn't like it. And it's a female name. It's a name for female, or for girls, for ladies. Oh, that hyena is still there. Look at that. Hey, hyena, you're still here. We're not trying to wake you up, brother. Matty, let's move forward a little bit so to get the facial part of this hyena. Beautiful. Let's get to see Who's this? How are you? Good morning. So earlier on I identified this hyena as Meloma because of the notch there on the right in our ear and also the spot pattern. Because now I can't really see her body because it's on the floor and it's still at the same position. This is the hyena that we saw earlier on, so I thought maybe it'd have left or maybe it'd have snacked on something, but it's not ready to be standing. You can see it's blending in so well. You can only see the neck and then the face and the ears sticking out. Terror. No, I don't really like home affairs now because they gave me this name for females. Oli. And so Kai is much simpler, and then Kai is a name that I use at home. Everyone knows the name, and if you can go to my hometown and say you're looking for Oli, they won't know it's me. So definitely it's Kaya, and Kaya definitely means home, and my surname means elephant. That means home of the elephant, Kaya Klo, and it sounds nice. So I can see this one. It's a grown hyena. I can see what a beautiful face. You can see that nose there is very big. It makes sure that it helps when running, especially when they're chasing down a prey, because hyenas, they are known to run up to 60 kilometers at their speed, running speed, but they can maintain the speed between 40 and 50 kilometers per hour for about 4 to 5 minutes, 5 kilometers. That's beautiful. And then that's how they hunt. And then definitely their chest, and you can see their body, the way it's structured, it helps them to run vast distances. So you can see the scars on top there. It means this hyena has lived its life. Definitely she's standing tall, beautiful, and she decided to leave us. Beautiful, look at that. So it's heading towards the hyena den. But let's see what it's going to be up to. Hello, baby. What's wrong? But this hyena doesn't look really healthy this morning, or maybe it's the tummy is very empty or very hungry, because you can see a hip bone there sticking out, and it doesn't look so big and bulky and a little bit of fat. It looks a little bit skinny. Look at that. Definitely this is a female, because I can see some teeth sticking out there, just between its hind legs. Look at that. Matty, it doesn't look so healthy, eh? It doesn't look like other hyenas now. I don't know what happened. Okay. While this hyena is moving away from us, and we also have to move away from it. Guys, to try and grab some beautiful sightings around here. So we'll slowly cruise. So I will be definitely heading up there. Canadian hen. You wonder if my name shouldn't be something like Talks with Birds. No, it's like my name is like it means home, but I just wish it meant that because I love the bird calls, and because the calling name has a little bit of a click, so I think that's why I'm so good with bird calls. So I think Home Affairs saw that, no, this boy has some nice bird calls, so let me give him an X in his name. So I can hear zoo, 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 zurr. That's a rattling testicular, smaller bird. That is hard to see, but if I do spot one, I'll definitely ask Matt to put it on camera, because Matty definitely. Oh, we have some beautiful birds again. We have some beautiful birds. We have some beautiful birds. Let's look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Wow, Matty, let me just stop here and get to enjoy this sighting. Look at that. Such a colorful bird on Christmas. Oh, I'm breaking up here. Let me move a little bit forward, Mickey, because these birds are known to please come back. Okay, look at, oh. Let's go to Brent while I'm trying to locate these birds and have some nice angle. Matty, you got it right?
Yep.
Beautiful. We have some beautiful, 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 beautiful long-tailed paradise wider. Yep. And these birds, they are on the ground because they were feeding on seeds. You can see there's long grasses around here with seeds, which call them signal grass. So you can see these birds, the males, these are the males. You can see their tails. And now it's their breeding, mating season. And out of their breeding season, you can see they have this thin tail feathers, but now they have this broader tail. So they have to lift it up a little bit when they're doing their dance, and they're attracting the females. And they know that if they lose that tail, they won't have any chances of mating that particular season. They have to wait for the next season for the tails to grow back. And you can see they have this bronzy chest, and then out of breeding season they lose that color. Definitely. And if you can see this, the thicker the tail feathers, it slows down their flying pattern. And the females, they look very different from them. They don't have a wide tail like that and a long tail like that, and the color is different. And the female has this stripy head or stripy face, black and white stripes. And look at this beautiful Canary end, beautiful. Yes, these are long-tailed paradise wider. So around here we don't have the thick-tailed, the paradise widers. Those ones, they have huge tail feathers. Beautiful, Matty. What a beautiful sighting in Christmas, eh? I love it. Look at that. So now it's like cleaning time. So what happens, they're making sure that their feathers, they are lined, and then all the dead feathers will be plucked off, and then the new feathers will grow, and definitely removing some parasites there, making sure they look clean and neat and smelling fresh for females this Christmas. Yes, definitely, James Richard, you are right. They don't build their nests. So what they do is they utilize other birds' nests. So they are quite beautiful and very pretty and colorful, but they are so lazy to build nests. Thank you, Velma. Definitely, while we scratching around the bushes, leaving these colorful, long-tailed, beautiful birdies, let's go to Brenty.
Welcome back. It looks like we're on the trail of detritus eaters this morning. And we've got, I'll wait for him. Where is he, Brian?
In the middle, in the back there.
In the middle of my back. Okay, we actually stopped here to look at something else. Oh, let go. We actually stopped here to look at lion tracks. But this is the biggest millipede I've seen this year. I mean, look at that. It is a giant. An absolute giant. Well, let's put him on the ground. He's become quite relaxed. He's not even really curling into his ball here. But here we go. Put him down. He's going to walk through the lion track for us. So we are still on the tracks of the Pride. Margaret, the monster millipede, is on a mission. Heading straight to camera. Want her close up, Brian? Yeah, crawl over your feet soon. So the Pride actually slept around the corner and they've spread out. It looks like they've gone hunting again. So we've got tracks of some of them. No, let's not go under the car, Margaret. Margaret, let's take Margaret away from the car because we've got to get moving just now. Let's go. Margaret, go into the bushes. There. But we can see the big male lion track here. So there's his back pad. There, and his toes. And you can see there are some lioness tracks. But you can see how he's turned here. And he's walked right up to this bush. And you can see the other tracks here. He's turned and he's scent marked. So first he would have walked in. We've all watched lions quite often. He would have rubbed his mane. And sometimes, if you're lucky, and you look quite carefully in spots like this, he might have left a hair for us. Can't see one. But sometimes, I said sometimes, not always. And then he would have sprayed urine. Yeah, this is male lions love marking trees like this down the side of the road. But good news, we've been going through some really bad signal. However, the lions are moving towards good signal. So they slept just around the corner. The male and a female have walked here. Seems like the rest of the Pride have gone into the bushes here, and they are continuing to move west towards Indlovu Dam. So it's going to turn around. Enormous Margaret, exactly. It is a very, 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 very big millipede. Margaret has disappeared, so she's safe from badger feet. So I'm very happy that we're still on the trail of the Pride. Who knows, it actually might turn up where Kaya is, so hopefully he's keeping a close lookout for tracks as well. Janet, I'm not sure whether it's a Marvin or a Margaret. I just thought Margaret sounded better. I will be 100% honest and say I do not know how to sex millipedes. So it looks like they're just keeping on the edge of these open areas, and obviously that's quite good for hunting. There's no impala currently in there, but often there's impala zebras and these open areas on the edge of the drainage system. So this is the Indlovu drainage system. As it comes down to the south here, it actually sort of becomes a delta and lots of little channels and stuff with these open sodic patches, really nice grazing, so the animals do like to spend quite a bit of time here. So we didn't have any lion tracks at Twin Pans over there, which means they've taken a shortcut through here. So we're going to keep heading to the west, and hopefully we're going to connect with the pride in not too long. Let's update that sightings group. Now I'm sort of got my head on a swivel. The lions could be anywhere around here. Now, lots of Ellie sign down here in the south as well, so we might bump into a breeding herd, which is always wonderful, but it does make tracking quite difficult because a big herd of elephants just obliterates the tracks you're following. We're about to come up to Twin Pans. You can smell elephants. Now we might get a little break up as we go past Twin Dams at the sort of base of the risk here.
Yes, gremlins again, but we won't back down. So I'm still on my way to the leopard dam, hoping to see a leopard and get to witness that, whether that dam is living up to its name, a leopard. Beautiful birdie there. It's moving off. It's a blue axbill. And I stop at times to listen to the surrounding because when it's raining, like it happened a few days ago and a few weeks ago, animals, they tend to be more vocal, especially the territorial ones. They have to remark their territory because their scent is being washed away by the rain. And hopefully we will hear a leopard sawing. Maybe you will hear a lion roaring and a hyena whooping. So, but for now, you have to look and make sure that we don't lose any beautiful sighting around these bushes. Thank you, Sparrow. I made sure I rocked this shirt for Christmas. One of my lucky shirts. Velma, do you ever see the ground hornbills in the area? Since I've been here, I haven't seen a ground hornbill, but it was spotted. I was in the camp. Because I once spotted the ground hornbills. But definitely they are here. The ground hornbills definitely here. Because what happened, I don't really see them because what they breed, they prefer to use larger trees, cavities when they breed. And here we don't have those large and vast trees. Then they prefer a certain place where they get all that they be comfortable with, but they do come around here and then go back to a specific area they prefer mostly, and then Sometimes because of these grasses, we might hear them without seeing them because they have this beautiful call like a drum. That's why Shangaan people, the local people around here, they call it Ingududu. It's an onomatopoeia. Whoa! Matty. Forgot to change gears. I was on higher gear and the car started losing motion and I was supposed to go to a lower gear, but we're good. Matty, ball still intact. So yes, that's onomatopoeia. The Shangaan people, they're calling it Ingududu. Southern ground hornbill. Thank you, Ellie Palms. Yes, Barbara, definitely. Oops, there. So, and there's this one thing I always want to see in the bush. I'm telling you, I've been in the bush for quite some time, but I've never seen a pangolin live. I've never seen a pangolin physically. I've never seen a caracal. Those are two things I wish to see and I'm dying to see. Nothing in the meantime, but we are not far away from the dam. It's just here, I can smell it. So I don't know what's going to be at the dam. I can't wait because I always look everywhere around the dam area when I approach the dam. Maybe some Hyenas drinking, maybe a rhino wallowing. But you know, the bush will always give you those surprises. Get to check the tracks and signs before heading there. We have impalas. Elephants were here. These little elephants on here. They were heading towards they're heading towards the eastern part, but there's nothing in the meantime. So you can see the ellies were here. Let me show you some bit of tracks of these ellies. I strongly believe that they came here. Ellie Bones, thank you for a super chat. Really appreciate that. So I wanted to show you these elephant tracks over here, so they don't look so fresh. So this is an Ellie track. And you can see why I'm saying this is a bit old than yesterday's tracks, because you can see there's a mark here on top of this track. So this is end line. So this one was active after this. And then you can see all these reaches from an elephant and all the cracks. And then this helps with the elephant to walk silently as much as possible. And this track is walking away from the dam. So you can see the front part of this track. It pushes the sand that side. So this is a back one, and definitely this is a front, it's a hind leg, this one, because you can see its shape. It's rectangular in shape and oval. And then this is the front one, because you can see it's very round. So what happens is this one carries a very huge weight compared to this one at the back. So because the front one has to carry that weight from the skull, the trunk, and the tusks. So you can see it's also pushing. And you sometimes mostly see the front 3 toes, and then the side ones that are not really visible. We can't see them from this track. But when you look at an elephant closely, you will definitely see that they have toenails, 5 of them, but the smaller ones just on the side, and then they are not really visible to your naked eye unless you take a closer look. Beautiful, hey? So this track is quite older compared to the one that is on the road, because the one on the road is shooting straight on the road. I think there's some alleys on the western part. So let's drive to that area, Matty. Beautiful. Matty, do you like my new look today, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you like my new look? I'm like trees these days, I can see. Thanks, Matty. VM is asking, does his socks use batteries? Yeah, I think so, because they can. Yeah, because they're like they're shiny, eh? And my so it's Christmas. Trying by all means to stay as colorful as possible. But I'm a little bit scared. I always say this because I'm mostly scared during this time of the year, because what's that? What's that, mate? Is that an impala? What? Oh, it's an impala, mate. I thought it was something else. It is an impala. I thought it was a. Yeah, I'm seeing things today, eh? I'm seeing things today. I thought it was a lion because of the coloration and because of like a static motion. I thought maybe it was hunting, but it started twitching its tail left to right. Then it was like, Kaya, I'm not a lion. Thank you, Heli Pumps. So you can see also my hair is like stripy. That's why I grew this hair. I'm growing this hair purposely, but I'll definitely cut it, chop it off before the end of the year, because I'm not a fan of hair. So what I'll do is I just wanted to see how far they will grow, because I know my hair, it's like the hair of the sand people. Have you seen the sand people? You see the sand people? The sand people, they have this hair that turns into dreadlocks when it grows. So my hair is like that. Oh, Betty, it's bumpy there. Sorry, brother. So what's happening is my hair, even if I comb it, it will definitely go back to its original form. So it turns into dreadlocks. I don't need to go to a salon to braid to make dreadlocks. So they become dreadlocks themselves. Butterfly, thank you, they do. But I don't really like them, because I always say this, I really have nice thick hair, but because now they are not really thick, you can see the skull, so Betty, and the skin from here, just because my head is so big, so they grow far away from each other, so they're not as thick They don't look thick, but they are thick. If my hair was a little bit smaller, my hair would look different. So yeah, let's see what we will find around here. So what I'll do, I'll follow that track on the western side, and while I'm still doing that, following up on a track, and let's go to Burundi.
So the last tracks of the lions disappeared into this very thick area here. So we're just going very, very slowly. The road's quite hard, the ground's quite hard, to see if they might have crossed the road here. But Sai is asking, what is bigger in terms of area, the Kruger or the Serengeti? Well, the Serengeti is 14,763 square kilometers, and the Kruger is 19,485 square kilometers. So in terms of area, the Kruger is indeed bigger than the Serengeti. Neither are the largest national park in Africa. Now, the largest national park in Africa is actually quite a recent one, due to it going across two countries. It's the Narmada National Park between Namibia and Angola, which is over 20,000 square kilometers. Now, none of them are the biggest game reserve in Africa. The biggest game reserve in Africa is the Selous Game Reserve in southern Tanzania, which is about 50,000 square kilometers, but it is not a national park. Although it apparently might be reclassified as a national park in coming times. Now, we're just listening again, but while we're listening, I've spotted a very pretty flower. It's one of my favorite flowers that comes out after the rain. You see it there, Brian. And it is called an Anthericum. It grows in damp places where there's like water seeping under the ground. Very pretty little flower. Sometimes you find pretty beetles on them, but not this morning. Okay, let's keep going. Thank you, Velma. Ah, that's so nice. In this time of needing happiness in the world, PDTV brings it home to many of us. Thank you so much, Selma. So, where is that big torchwood? Because, I mean, those last tracks are here. Now, a breeding herd of elephant came down towards Twin Pans, and I think that might have pushed the lions further to the north. Just going to go very slowly. So the ground's very hard here, so to see tracks can be quite difficult. And you can see it's so thick and so green, there's so much grass that there could be 17 lions lying right here and we wouldn't see a thing. So where are we now? Those last tracks were around here and they came into the block this way. African Sky, yes, we had sleep. We got home, I got in bed about 9:30 last night. And then up at 4. Okay. So unfortunately, I think the lions have gone into bad signal area. So I'm going to do one more loop around here and then I'm going to head to good signal. Hopefully they will come out. Fingers crossed. Okay. While we take one last gander at looking for lions, let's go see where Kai is.
Yes! Not lucky yet, but we're not backing down. So it's also awesome to get to see some flowers with Burundi. That's beautiful. And so this area right here is liked and is preferred by the white rhino. They like to hang around here. So hopefully this morning we will be seeing some white rhinos. I mean the white rhino, black rhino, white rhino. because we saw lots and huge activity of this white rhinos around here, and hopefully it will show us to show them itself to us, because I'd love to see a rhino, big boy, this morning. It's gone. So this beautiful birdie called a bunting. Hold on, Matty. To get a little bit bumpy over here. So we're still chasing the elephants, hoping to find them along this area, because the tracks were heading to that side. Woohoo, woohoo. I have to be careful with mongoose, because mongoose, I call him a swagger cow with swag, because he's very low in terms of I call it height. He's very low compared to the badger. Hey! Oh, it's giving me some. You know, mongoose will make you as if you don't know how to drive. Oh, I think yes, VM, you're right. I think I must go back to driving school. Let's go. Yes. Oh, this car will make you look as if you can't drive. Beautiful. We're out and about. So I'm making a big loop around here so that I can try to be more elevated, so that I can be successful in terms of looking to the lower part of the area, so I can be able to see if there are elephants or not, because it's so nice to be to have that aerial view. It gives you that okay, I thought there's some interesting tracks there for wild doggy. So they're not. They are for spotted hyena. So this is the other spot that I like to check. There's an open red sand area here. So we call this area Red Earth. So that's where you see a huge amount of impalas, and this is the area where I saw the wild dogs. Matty, I think there's this interesting bird here. See this dead tree here? There's, when you look straight, these big trees, these green trees, when you come this side, there's this, oh, it's gone. It's gone. It was a violet-backed starling, but it was a female, because it looked different. It didn't have those that fleshy violet back look or color. So let's cruise and get to see. What's happening around here? So that was a violet-backed. Also my favorite tree to search for all these beautiful things around here. So this is a tree that will stay green the whole year, which is called a weeping boar bean. So it doesn't have flowers Now, last time I saw one with flowers, it was a month or two ago. And then you can see it's just on top of a termite mound. That's where they like growing. And leopards love this tree. And also, you'll see lots of birds or bird party here. And it's called a weeping bobbin because it's flowers. When they bloom, what happens is they produce so much nectar that it starts dripping. So that's why it's called a weeping bobbin. So definitely there's no call, nothing of a bird here. So that's why I like stopping on this tree to get all oh, please. Yo, mongoose, you're making me look like I can't do this, brother. Let's go, 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 let's go. Yes. Thank you so much. Yo, mongoose is not for sissies, eh? Oh, this car needs some patience, definitely. Tracks, Impala tracks. Yo, I'm just wondering, where are those elephants? Because yesterday almost everywhere, and then now they're slightly moved away. There's no sign of any herd around the western part. Nothing. Just the impalas. Yes, well, definitely I'll do that. I'll sign up for driving lessons. Yeah, driving mongoose, it's something else. It is something else. So there's a road going in to a dip right here, but I won't go there because this car that have swag won't make it to that because this car is very, very low. Oh, Impalas. These are Impalas. So I'm just right at the border of the reserve on the western part. So I want to show you something here. If it's here, nothing. I thought I would see the termites. Oh yes, and I saw a flower. I saw a flower. That's very scarce. Very, very scarce to see this flower. Matty, just be careful. Just be careful around here. Because it's very bushy and it's thick. I just left the car just like that, but something clicked automatically, instinctively, that I have to check for my surroundings. You don't have to go into the bushes. So, Matty, we have this beautiful flower here, which is called a yellow comoline. So you can see, or a mouse face. You can see it looks definitely like a mouse or a rat's face because of its huge 2 ears. And you can see there's a face there. And then we have blue comolina, which is a wandering Jew. And then this one also, they do almost the same thing because there's this part where they store a little bit of water. Let me try, where is it? Yes. So this thing, most people, they use it as what do you call an eye drop or ear drop? I don't know why is that used like that, because just water being collected by a plant. So this one, you can see, Matty, if you come here, Matty, you will see there's this part where it's stored by the water is being stored. Look at that. So they take this. You see that, Matt? Beautiful, brother. Yes, so you can see this part over here. It stores water, so they use this as an eye drop. But this one time when I was busy explaining about wandering dew, which is a blue comolina, I struggled to take that drop into my eye, so I ended up drinking it. So I can also try this one. Yes, matey. Let's see. Yeah, doesn't taste bad. It's good. Yeah, just normal rainwater. Matt, let's go. That's a yellow comolina, and there's not as plenty as our blue comolina. Let me check the team speak. Oh, so I must go to Brent. While we busy trying to track some elephants on the western part, let's go to Brenty.
There we go. Unfortunately, we've had to leave the area of the lions. Their tracks just kept going further and further into no signal. But we found an Ellie with the water walk on his way down to Indlovo Dam. Well, let's catch up with him. Isn't it? Is he interested in water, or is he just on the move? We got some impalas here as well. I think he's tracking another herd of elephants, because he's stopping. He's not interested so much in the water, but he's smelling dung, and he's not even going to stop for a drink. Hold on, Brian, we're going to do a jump up the hill. Whee! So I think he's tracking a breeding herd. That's why he's stopping and sniffing so much. Sniffy, sniffy, sniffies. And there is a lot of water around at the moment, so they're not too focused on getting to the big water holes for a drink. They might come for a swim. Disappearing Ellie bum. Now, the direction he's going gives us a good idea where to go look for a breeding herd of elephants. And he stopped again, contemplating. Velma would like a Christmas beatbox, Brian.
Are you going to rap for us?
I can't rap. We know this. One must know one's talents. We need VM on the Christmas trumpet, though.
Yeah, we do.
Maybe we'll put a video out on social media later. A Christmas beatbox trumpet extravaganza. I don't know what. We'll figure something out. Okay. While he's moving off to the north, I think what we're going to do is try loop around and see if we can actually find the elephants he's tracking. Whee! This is quite a steep one. And all is quiet eco-training this morning. I think everyone's getting a sleep in for Christmas. So he was just moving and smelling different spots of elephant urine and elephant dung, which means he's looking for other elephants. See, there you go. What are you doing? Have you changed your mind now? It looks like he can't decide which way to go. Jason, indeed, it is Mr. Joubert on camera. It's the killer bees together this morning. Good night, Wildcats. Sue, not necessarily. They'll drink more frequently in summer because water is more available. However, during winter, when they do come drink, they will drink more. Oh, I think he's made his decision. Almost seems like he's like, got it. Now I know where I want to go. Oh, down the steep hill. Sniff, 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 sniffing where the breeding herd was last night. Oh, got a little bit of a speed wobble there coming down the hill. Oh, now he might have a drink. Oh, no, he might have a little sip, but he's still generally tracking. See how he's moving his trunk along the ground, smelling where the other elephants have been? Okay, time for a drink. Oh, he heard, he's seen a herd of impala. They gave him a fright. Silly. Yes, just impala. Now looking a bit sheepish about getting all big and scary for a herd of impala. And we can probably hear that one of my favorite calls. Birchall's cuckoo, the rainbird. He's spraying water towards the impala. Time for a drink. Bit chilly for a swim this morning. But you never know. I think he's just going to get his feet wet. Very peaceful this morning. They're not too interested in drinking. They'll have a few sips, but he seems to be more concentrated on listening, and he seems to be listening very intently at the moment. Playing with the water. Here comes the impala that got sprayed at. Oh, impala's stopped. I thought he was going to walk out in front of him there for you, Brian. He might still. Here come the impala. They've decided to move to this side of the waterhole where they can't get sprayed at. Canadian. Oh, yeah. Male impala chasing each other about. I would guess he's in his 30s. Maybe late 20s, early 30s. And sometimes elephants won't get big tusks, even if they're old, but just judging by how thin they are, he is maybe not even that old, maybe 20s. He's in his 20s, 25, 26. It is indeed a stunning scene. Oh, we've got two cuckoos calling to each other. All we need is the lions to walk out behind him. That would be a treat. Beautiful morning. The temperature's ideal. I would be quite happy. Well, I'm sort of in two minds now. Do we want it to get hot so we can swim? Or do we want it to stay cool while I'm slaving over a fire cooking? I think I'm probably the only one who wants to stay cool. Thank you for joining us, Judith. Liz, just the lion cubs that we know about currently with the pride. He's definitely having a contemplating morning. Playing with the water. And a little drink. Liz, ranging from about 4.5, 5 months through to 9 months. Oh, so lovely. Oh dear, Brian. We've got an evil interloper. Just give me a sec, I'll get him for you. I'm glad I spotted him on the cable before he decided to climb onto one of us. So he was climbing on the charging cable for the monitor. Now that, if he climbed onto us, would be very uncomfortable.
That's a bad time.
That would be a bad time. The itch, the burn. He'll be one of the moths. I'm not sure which one. They are very pretty. I'll give them that. But those fine hairs, gives me the heebie-jeebies. I've even actually had to stop a drive once before. With Wiem. And when one fell down the back of my shirt, I came out in these massive welts. It was horrible. I literally went and found sand and was like rolling in the sand to try and get these little hairs out. There's almost nothing you can do to protect yourself from those tiny little hairs. But I'm glad I spotted him before he could crawl up my shorts. Okay, well, let us release him away from the car. Oh dear, I've lost comms, Brian, so if Vim wants to talk, I'll be back on comms in a second. I'm just going to release you. Go eat a gravier. Raisin bushes are better than badgers to live on. Come on. Come on. He doesn't want to get off the charging cable. There we go. I think we'll leave the elephant to contemplate, and hopefully we can find some more, maybe a breeding herd. There you go. Now hairy caterpillar's in his new home. Bye, Ellie. I'm almost tempted to just make a lot of noise, Brian, aren't you? To wake up eco training. On the only morning off, we start making. Put the speaker on. So maybe we should let them sleep. Shame, although it is so tempting to go wake them up on their morning off. Was it yesterday morning I was planning to have a sleep in? Well, it seems like a little bit of breakup here. We're going to go across the car.
Yes, welcome back. I was not lucky with my Ellie, but what I'm looking at right now, it's a beautiful, interesting track that you normally get whenever you're being asked. So what happens is these are zebra tracks. So you can see the track here goes like this, and then there's this, and then there's this part here. So this part is called a frog because I think it's because of its shape, and then this one it's a odd-toed hoof. And then what happens is you can easily identify this because it looks like a horse, it looks like a donkey. And then we have this plant here that I don't really need next to my socks. You can see this, Matty. Look at this plant. It's called a carrot seed plant. And then if you look, it sticks, eh? Whoa, I don't want this next to my socks, because when you walk in the bush you have to be careful of these ones, because what happens is that's why we wear gaiters. Oh look, they've started already. So these are carrot seeds, and then this is how they spread. And then once they get to be attached all over your socks, then that simply means you must throw your socks away, because when you're trying to pluck them off, about hundreds and hundreds of them, definitely they will damage your socks. So it's not a good vibe. That's why you have to wear gaiters if you go for bush walks. Beautiful, beautiful. Interesting tree over there. I'm just at Ndlovu North and Marshall. Ndlovu North and Marshall Junction. Oh, Kelpie there. I think I can hear Brenty. Okay, so now I'm making sure that I get to smell, to see everything. Hopefully you'll be getting some last minute sighting. So Yes, definitely Canadian. I need some covers, but what happens is I'm not wearing gaiters. I do have gaiters, but I don't wear them because I don't do much bush walks. So if I definitely do bush walks, I'll definitely wear my gaiters. I don't want my sockies to be ruined by this carrot seed grass. Yes. So, Jerry M. Thanks. Jerry M, this gentleman, I don't know whether asking about me. I'm Haya, same as Chloe, and it simply means the home of the elephant. And I just want to see what's happening on the park where I was this morning. Maybe there might be something interesting around there.
Here we go. We're just waiting for Kai to come join us, but we're in this beautiful field of cleomes with some impala. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that absolutely gorgeous, guys? Now, Kaya and Matt have come to join us in a field of cleomes. What is the Ndebele name?
This one?
Yeah. Irute.
Yeah, Irute.
Do you eat it?
Yeah, you already did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I didn't know you could eat cleomes. I thought they were poisonous.
No, no.
I'm joking, Kaya. Kaya, your outfit is quite special.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much. I need some. Need some. I like to do some dance, all the time.
You want to do a dance?
Yeah,
Okay, well, you can do. Wait. You can do your dance just now.
Okay.
But Matt, you can lock off camera, I think, and then you can come join us.
All right.
So there we go. Is our mics both on that one?
Yeah.
Perfect. So Vimpy, let's cut across to Matt's camera. Yes. We're on Matt's camera. So guys, it's been absolutely wonderful having you all here. So we've got Brian, Matt, Kaya. A very Merry Christmas. No dancing yet, Kaya. Just wait. Just calm, Kaya. I know you're excited, but let's just wait a little. So guys, just to let you know, it's been absolutely wonderful having you with us on both Christmas Eve and Christmas morning. We've thoroughly enjoyed it. Now tomorrow, there's something happening. Brian, what's happening tomorrow?
Tomorrow, we've got a very special release of a 1 hour special.
Yes, so tomorrow evening at
6 o'clock
6
Central African time.
p.m.
Central
African time will be Painteddog's first 1 hour.
1 hour special.
1 hour special.
Yeah.
It is a full 1 hour behind the scenes look at the live broadcast of moving elephants from Zululand to the Lowveld. Let me just get this so I can see questions at the same time.
Yep. I'm excited, folks. It was quite an event. It really was spectacular. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, so Brian's been working on that very, oh, we don't want to listen to me talk. Very hard. So Merry Christmas. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Danny, Barbara, PG, Mary Wild, Velma, Pam, Dale, Jan, Sparrow, Julie, everyone. So many of you, Canadian, Janet, Liz, M, Michelle, James Richard. Yeah, so it's been absolutely wonderful having you all with us. And I think Matt, because I know you like to talk in front of camera. What do you have to have, Matt? Let's stand next to Matt.
I'm excited.
Matt, I know you try. I think you're trying to hide from the camera there, Matt. Say hi to your mom.
Hello.
Say hi, mom.
Hi, Mom.
Do you have a message?
still watching.
Do you have a Christmas message for your mom?
Yeah, Merry Christmas. I hope it all goes well with the family today and that it's enjoyable.
Matt, are you starting to blush?
No.
You're definitely starting to
Why are you
blush.
so red?
Why are you so red, Matt? Matt, do you like being behind the camera more than in front of the camera?
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, sorry, we have to. You can run away now, Matt, if you
alright.
want to. Okay, he's good. He's earning it. There we go.
There we go.
There you go. Nice message from Sue. Thank you,
you.
Sue. Yeah, but it's been wonderful. Kaya wants to dance us out.
Dance us out.
I think should we move him into his own little dancing? Yeah, he's going to kick someone. So maybe go stand over here. Let's have a look if the camera can see you there, or we can just move.
Yeah,
it a
these
little bit.
earphones must be down.
Okay. So Kaya's going to dance us out, guys. Merry Christmas, lots of love, and we'll see you soon. Oh, what's going on now?
Breaking the scenery. Here we go.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Bye.
Bye.